There we go. We have a small cast of characters here with us. Teachers teaching teachers. Chris Sloan is on. Anyway, I won't give everyone's excuse. But he is on spring break.
Lots of spring breaks.
Lots of spring breaks. And No Other Land is playing in Berkeley today and tomorrow. So that's David Cole's excuse. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. So we're going to go to present.
Oh,
Windows.
Paul, there was a whole Terry Riley concert last night.
Oh my God, really? Was he there?
I missed. No, it was like a tribute concert.
Cool.
I think it was last night. Anyway, I saw it and then didn't really track it. And then some people in the orchestra went to it. Julia went to it, Jack.
They just released all of Steve Reich's his entire oeuvre of music, which is 27 discs long. I love Steve Reich. So there are games like guessing the music. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so where were we? I'm sharing screen now. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the obvious incompletions from last week was that when you went to a writing partner discussion page, everybody was on the same page. Now you can go to, and let me just, well, I'll say it first. Now you can go to any of the writing partners and it opens up a discussion page for you, and that remains your discussion page.
That's great.
Right? So you can keep working with that writing partner anytime you want to. So we can
that's nice. That's like an individual thinking partner.
Right. And you could create, so here's the other thing. You can create one and or use, you can see here for the 5, we've been calling them squad, we're kind of losing the cuteness of that. These 5 main ones here on the front page have a link, and all writing partners have a link that you can copy and paste into like a slide for kids or on your content management system. So you can create a writing partner, have that link, take the kid to the writing partner, and they could work on their page there. It's for most users, like students, they're in a group and the teacher is an administrator in that group. Administrators can see the page, but nobody else can, but the student and the teacher, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. And then each of the students.
What else?
So what happens? So the capacity is okay in terms of like it opens 30 different discussions and it can handle 30 different discussions.
It's really no different than creating a new page.
Like a new page. Okay. Cool.
So what we think we're doing is something that is a little closer to what it looks like to go to a normal chatbot, what you expect with AI, right? I'm recognizing in myself that it's hard for me to let go of the stuff on the left side, and maybe that's good. So we're keeping both for now. I think you can go either way. There are some advantages to both. But like school AI works more or less that way. Other AI, Magic School works more or less that way. And others. So should we try one?
Yeah. And let me just clarify what you said. So
yeah, I will.
The stuff on the left, you mean the...
Oh. So there are 2 ways to start, right? And we've been saying for a long time now, that we have a way of starting that's different than a chatbot, right? Because you start with your own writing.
You start with your own writing. Okay.
Right. Now, what's So what's different here is that instead of starting with your own writing, you're starting with a chatbot, right?
Mhm.
Basically, you're starting with a writing partner. So I clicked on the improv teammate. And these are all of my conversations so far with the improv teammate. We're gonna add to start a new conversation. We're gonna put a slash and or add a document or add a text. So you can do either of those. So you could try one, and we could share screen or talk about, or
Well, let me
what would
just
you like
ask
to?
a couple questions. So, what's
Yeah,
return
please
to
keep asking.
partner?
Yeah, so if you own the partner, like you created the partner,
Mm-hmm.
um, once you're on this page, you can go here and you can make edits to the
Is
Oh.
partner.
that button doesn't appear for the rest of us? It only appears for you.
What
For
appears there
owner.
for the rest of you is return to the library.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
But it is worth looking at this page for a minute. And so let me talk a little more. So if anybody uses your partner, you get, like, creates a discussion page, you get, like, I get Jack's, I can go look at what Jack's doing there. Right. So these get listed here. And then there's the share link that I can share in other places. Opens up. You don't see the pop up there, but that share link. Coming back to the library for a second, and I really, yeah, play a little bit, and then let's as
Okay.
it's spinning, and I wanted to go on as Bonnie, and Bonnie first Wednesdays is political night for Bonnie. Because, yeah, go ahead.
If I want to make a 3,000 word essay and do a 1,500 word essay, who's the best writing partner to help me do that?
That's a great question.
I mean, I don't think my ask is a particularly K-12 ask, but that's what I want to do tonight.
Wait, so go to voice and audience for that, and tell them you want to do it. Let's see what they say to you.
Okay, let me see.
They are designed to not do it for you. In other words, we designed them to, and we actually explicitly say, don't rewrite my text for me. But, and that's worth knowing. But it'd be interesting to see how they guide you to do that.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
So back onto the front page, you would start with that writing partner.
Yeah.
One of
yeah,
the disadvantages of this format of doing it is that you're stuck with one writing partner. One of the advantages is that you get to know that writing partner, right? And what it can do. So there's all that to think about.
So
if you,
I just want to point out that I can edit this writing partner right off the bat.
Which one?
Improv. There's an edit button underneath. So let me share my screen.
That shouldn't be.
Great. Present.
Wait, I'm going to try to stop presenting. Hold on.
It's also gave me an error message. It's funny. I've shared before.
Oh, you can't share? Oh,
no, I can start a presentation and then it's saying, oh, it's giving me
as a guest.
Allow, and then it
Christina
can't share a screen. Something went wrong
Cantrill.
trying to share your
This
screen.
person needs to register by going to Kuma Space profile in order to.
Am I not
change
logged
their
in?
role. You're not logged in.
Okay.
I thought I allowed guests to share though. They may have changed things and I didn't notice. Jack, did
yeah,
did
I
you
was
get
able to
there
get in.
yet?
Yeah.
You're in Writing Partners? I mean, Kuma Space?
I am not signed into. I can't sign into Kuma Space. I kept getting the same error.
I know, but I see Christina there. Right, yeah, so you can.
Yeah, I
you can
signed in
get-
and I'm still getting the same present error. It's asking about my system settings. I allow, and then it says something went wrong trying to share your screen. Please check your permissions and restart your browser.
Yeah, that's a browser question then.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but let me.
what I get when I go to Improv Teammate, let me send you a picture.
Silly.
Can I upload a picture to the chat?
I don't know.
It looks like I can. Oh no, it's like a Giphy thing, but
Here. I'm really glad we're recording this. It's
What?
really important. I said I'm really glad we're recording this. Now
Hmm.
I'm going to go on as you and see what happens. if I
Okay.
can.
Should I log off as me or?
No, I don't think it'll matter.
Voice and audience coach. It's working hard. It's taking its time on this. I hope it's rewriting my whole essay. It'd be a big help if it did.
Okay.
If I tell it that if you don't rewrite it, I'm just gonna ask OpenAI too. Do you think it'll do it?
I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see.
Oh, have you tried that yet to get the AIs to compete against each other?
Well, I think I've saw these clever ways to. I don't know. There are these clever like jailbreak things where you make the AI. What do you do? You tell the AI to pretend it's a character in a game that has to rewrite an essay or something, and then it rewrites the essay for you or something. I don't know. I'll see if I can convince. If Voice and Audience Coach ever finishes, which it doesn't seem to be finishing, I'll see if.
It may be too long. You may be.
You're too wordy, Jack.
I'm definitely too. That's the problem. I need to get rid of some words.
Paul, were you able to see it?
I am becoming you right now. Hold on.
Okay.
It took me a while to
It's
find
only
you, but
it's only 3,500 words or something. It's
yeah, but it's also got our. Okay, so am I sharing now?
Not yet.
I'm gonna share. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on as you now.
Oh,
And
wait. I didn't get there.
What?
I didn't go there.
Where did you go?
Whoa.
What?
I'm just in a different place. How'd I get here? It says, yeah, I didn't get the form. Here, Paul, I'm gonna just
What
email
form
this
did you
to
not
you.
get?
Sorry. How
It's
did I
okay.
get here? Because did you just click on improv?
Yeah.
Okay. I just sent it to you over email.
So I'm here.
Oh,
right?
now that's where I got to. That's where it took me.
Right. So where do you see an edit?
But you were seeing there was a form before.
I don't know what you mean by form. I'm here on the home page, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then you go to improv team. Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
And then you go down and it says edit
Where?
on the
I don't
bottom
see
of
any
that.
edit. Oh,
At the
you can edit. Yeah, you can edit that comment. That's fine. That's your comment.
Oh,
So
but
you can edit it.
and why is it my
Even
comment?
though we give you one, and I'm thinking to get rid of these, just have that one comment come through. So there's one what we thought was to have the improv teammate come through and say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, in a very simple line. We're getting rid of the source, the persona. You can look at those up another time.
I guess what was confusing to me is that it looks like it's my post. So it looks like I am
It is your post.
describing improv teammate.
Okay.
Okay. So let me start a discussion.
That's yeah, so it should say, instead it should say Christina Cantrill with the, okay, that's a good point. Thank you. Keep making those points.
Okay.
If it said like it does later, with the improv teammate, it would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
now you have a choice when you're here, right? You can, and I said, but it's not here yet. There's going to be a slash here, and you have a choice of adding a text or starting a new conversation. Your third choice is to go and just continue with AI underneath that first message.
Right. So I can start a new conversation. I can add my thoughts.
You can also, instead of writing something here, you could, in the full comment box, probably need to change some of the wording here, to add a text here, right? And put the title here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, is it possible to just have improv teammate and one line of description under the title and just leave it, start a new conversation?
I will check on that. Yep.
I
Words,
think
not have this message here. Yep, we can do that.
Yeah, I personally find it confusing, but
And I'm giving up on voice, and I'm going to write something. I'm going to submit something shorter.
Okay. I think you probably went over the level, the token limit,
Okay. All right.
but who knows?
So just to Paul, to do a little user testing, like me, like
Sure.
I
That's what we're doing.
I click start a new conversation, and I want to I want to submit a new piece of writing, but the window I get is summary of comment and then full comment. It's not
Right.
intuitively at all clear to me that this is how you add a text.
Yeah, because we're messing with this. So instead of summary of comment,
I mean, if I say start, if it says start a new conversation, I think what I think I'd want to see is, you know, upload the text, or upload the raw material you want to talk about, you want to converse about. Like, you're starting a conversation about something. What do you want to talk about? Upload what you want to talk about here. You know, be it a text, be it notes, be it an outline, be it a whatever it is. I don't know. Does that?
yep. So where it says start a new conversation, it will
Yeah.
also say slash add a new text.
Right here does
Does that
not say
help?
that. It just says under
No, I
voice and
know it
audio
doesn't.
coach. I'm looking at something I did. I'm looking at this thing that I uploaded that never got, that it wasn't able to work on. At the top of that page, it says start a new conversation, but doesn't say upload a new text.
I know. You don't, no, it will. That's what I'm saying. So there's that addition so far. But then,
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
but then the subtitles and above each text box might need to be changed too.
Okay. I gotcha.
So Paul,
Summary or
this does
title?
go out.
Yeah.
This does go out onto the internet. It looks. I was just testing, like. But let's see. Improv partner. We could talk. You write. We talk. Next level. Okay.
Oh, so I've just refreshed, and so we're looking at what you are talking about. What did you want to point out?
Well, just as a UI thing, I still think it's hard to like have the first thing. Like, I sort of want AI to respond to me immediately when I write this, but then I have to do it again, you know. I think in chatbots, you know, it's like,
What did you
say,
write?
I said,
I
does
hear
this
you.
make sense as a project introduction for a grant? And then I pasted this in.
Okay.
And then, you know, and then down here I had to say, does this make sense again? And then it responded to me.
Right.
And then I said, then it asked me, how do I see these words resonating with my audience? And I was sort of like, I want you to tell me what you think. So it did do that. Like, it went to find what the Cliff Family Foundation's mission was and told me that this would work.
It went to find the cliff. Okay. I don't think it did, but how did it make it sound like it did? Let me see.
Well, it says Cliff Family Foundation's mission is supporting healthy and sustainable communities.
Huh,
So
okay.
is it going out to the, I mean, it's
It is not.
accessing.
It is accessing information that would fit the pattern of the Cliff Family Foundation up till October 2023, right?
And how do you
Or
know that?
2024 actually, because that's what the
data is?
API allows for. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's right.
That's what the model does. It is
Yeah,
right.
it's
Well,
right.
good. Just like Dr. Dickens remembers Bonnie.
That was funny.
Okay, so I'm not objecting at all. I mean, I'm happy to hear. You know, we're making something out of something that existed before, so it's going to be some confusions. So I hear that we could have I'm just reviewing with you, Christine, right? What you've said so far. So that we could have the improv teammate description right under there, right under the teammate. right? Right under the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
And then what comes up would just be a start a new conversation / add a text.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
It is.
Then,
One thing
yeah.
that in a chatbot, though, you can, what I've noticed in chatbots is you can say, what do you think of this? And then, they start chatting with you right away. Which might not be possible here, so it's fine.
No, it's okay. You mean before you add the text?
Yeah.
When you
They'll
say,
say,
what do you think of this?
yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
just did it the other day because I had a multi-thousand character thing and I could only stick 1,500 characters in the box.
Yeah.
So I went to GPT chat and I was like, can you edit this for me? And then it said,
Well, what was this when you put the text in, right? Or no?
not at once. I said, can you edit this for
Uh-huh.
me? And then it said, okay, I'm ready to
Oh,
edit,
okay.
or whatever.
Try that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure what will happen, but I think it'll work that way. It may be that when we start a new conversation, what do we want what do we want to replace summary of comment with? And I know you're doing stuff, so sorry to.
I mean, could it
layer
be?
that on
I
top.
mean, you're thinking this is a conversation, so I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, do people? It seems like when I say starting a conversation, I have something I want to talk about, like an essay,
Mhm.
or I could have an outline or a pile of notes or whatever. So you could, I mean, I don't know. You could have like, and you want people to upload the raw materials, but maybe you have, maybe you have two windows, and one is, I don't know what the right word is, but the second window could be like the raw material. Like, what have you got to show me? And the first window could be like,
Could it be? Could we keep your thoughts?
Where did it say your thoughts?
Well, instead of summary of comment, it would say your thoughts, and then instead of full comment, it would say your text.
Paul, refresh
but
my screen because it might refresh what you're sharing because it might.
I mean, maybe I think it could be your thoughts isn't clear at all. What am I thinking? Is it your question or your request or your query or your what do you want to talk?
Wait.
Isn't it? Sorry.
No. So question or comment, maybe. Yeah. Christina, I just refreshed, and then you said,
Paul, Paul and Jack, can I show you this?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my first chat was, hi, can you edit this for me? Can you edit this for me? I made it too long. You need to get it down to 1,500 characters. And then it posts and nothing happens. And then I write, and then I respond, continue with AI. Can you edit this for me? And that's all I wrote. I didn't add any content yet. And then it's like, absolutely, I can guide you how to trim it down, and then it starts asking me questions. Then I would be like, I'd want to continue with the AI, I think. And
wait, it also does ask you for text, right?
Yeah, it does ask me for text. So it is like chatting in that way.
Right.
So that does work, but it works on the second level.
No,
and I wouldn't expect it to work on the first level.
It doesn't ask you for text. It says, what is the main topic or focus of your writing, right? If I'm reading it here.
It says, please share the section.
Please share the section you'd like to work on.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So you want, and I agree, you want that to happen faster. More,
So there's an ambiguity that I'm only just realizing. Like, if I ask you, what do you want to talk about? That could cue me to upload the text. I want to talk about these 2,000 words, or it could cue me to write a sentence that says, I want to talk about my personal statement for my grad school application. And it's interesting. It's almost like, what's the, you know, I mean, I might make it like, upload the material. Step one, upload the material you want to talk about. Step two, what do you want to talk about it? What do you want to talk about it? Awkward sentence, but like, you know, and then I'd upload the raw material, and then I'd say, I need to make this shorter, or do you have any suggestions to make it better? Or I'm writing this, I've never written a personal statement for grad school before. Can you give me some advice about, you know, this, or I don't know, like those,
yeah.
and then it would respond from there.
Yes. I think once it gets going, it's fine. It's figuring out the
Yeah, I agree.
initial step. And I think you just, Jack, what you just presented is different than what Christina presented, I think.
But
and I don't know how to do both.
Chris, do you have a recommendation? I mean, I just gave a recommendation. I don't know if I agree with it, but it's one. It's a possibility.
It was
What
do you want to work on, right? Is that
well,
I'm
no, it'd
writing
be
it down.
2 steps.
So
Upload the text you
step
want to
3,
work
right.
on, and 2, what do you want to work on? What do you want? What do you want to talk about it about, or what do you want?
Here's the thing. This is a chat though, because the text you work on is what the
Yeah.
other tools do too, right? I mean, this should be able to handle like just chatting about something.
Right. But yeah.
But then what are you chatting about? Like how I have a thing that's, you know, if it's I don't know.
You
Yeah,
could chat about,
some
I need to write a personal statement for grad school.
I see. Yeah, that's true. That's a different use case. Yeah.
And then you have to wait for it to ask for it, right?
So
Would
you
that work
start
for
a new
you too, Jack,
conversation
or
and
not?
say, personal statement. I need to write a personal statement for grad school. Help. So I'm starting that as a conversation.
So what? Yeah, and so I'm backing off of the idea of having it also say or add a new text, so that we can start this way. If it says start a new conversation, summary of comment makes no sense, right? So what would make sense in that spot? I think, Jack, you said, what do you want to work on?
Or
That makes sense.
upload what you want to work on. I mean, you could have upload the text you want to work with, or you could skip that step. If you don't have a text, you could skip it, and then you could go straight to, I'm trying to write
so the full comment is optional. So that already
Jack,
works.
he's talking about this box here that pops up.
Oh, really? Oh, wait.
That he is sharing on that he's sharing right now.
Yeah, thank you for
Wait, sorry.
clarifying. We're getting somewhere, I think. I appreciate this. So
when you click start a new conversation, a box pops up and there's two squares. There's 2 rectangles. One is summary of content and one is full comment. Do you see that, Jack?
Yeah.
So instead of
So
summary
Paul
of
was
comment,
asking what those should be titled.
and that is where when I've been doing it is I put summary in summary of content. I put like what I'm working on. Like this is a personal statement for grad school. I want to make it shorter, and then I've said the same thing again in full comment. This is my personal statement for grad school. I want to make it shorter, and then I've pasted. Can you help me make it shorter? And then I've pasted the actual personal statement into that box. That's my dumb user behavior. But I always feel like I'm doing the wrong thing, but that's the only way I know how to do it. So I
And
guess
what happens when you do that?
it kind of works. Well, no, it uploads it, and then I have to click the reply with AI button. I have
Yeah.
to know to click the reply with AI button, and then it answers. And then I think it gives me.
And then it
Then I think
responds.
then it gives me another box like this, and I have to ask it the same thing again, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
that
So that's
second.
what we're trying to eliminate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if in that first box you just you said what you wanted to do with the text below, right? Instead of
I have to upload the text first, and then I have to then I have to tell the AI what I want to what I'm wondering about it. So upload what you want to talk about, upload the text you want to talk about, or paste the text you want to talk about here. You could also have a skip button in case if people don't have a text. And then the second box would be what can I help you with? What do you need? What do you want to talk? I'm trying to avoid saying what do you want to talk about it?
so
Yeah, Jack's coming at it from a different direction. It's sort of the same.
And then it starts the conversation there. I've said, here's something I want to talk about. Here's what I want to like. Here's the thing, and then I need to cut it in half. How do you suggest I do it? Would be the query.
but what if? How could we prompt you to ask that question from the get-go?
But I am asking that question. It's the first. It's the second. I mean, if you want to.
Oh, I see. Wait, but it doesn't pick it up. And
It doesn't pick it up. Yeah, until you have to reprompt it.
Why? Yeah. Why doesn't it pick it up? I can.
So if it picked it up and copied that into the next box, but I don't know if we want that as a
Yeah.
a user interface. David, go ahead.
Well, I'm just I like before we try to engineer these each individual box, like what's the happy path? What do we want a ninth grader to do? Like in just plain tell a story in English, and then let's figure out the boxes.
I think it's similar. I think
it.
it's similar to what Christina did, but I'm trying to figure out. And
Can you
I have that
refresh
on the
it
screen.
again for a second, Paul?
Oh, you did more. Okay, yeah.
So I just, instead of coming to this with text, Jack, because it's a chat bot, I was coming to it, and because it feels like the other part of writing partners where you put your whole text in and then you have comments
That's another
on the
method, right? Mhm.
is more about like, but I see what you mean. Like, to cut down your text, you don't need all those hyperlinks. You just need to post it. So I don't think your scenario is a bad scenario. I just think I'm coming at it in a different way. Like, I'm coming to it like, but it's the same. I'm having the same issue, I think, because it's
you have a primary text. You have a thing that you've put.
No, I didn't. So
okay.
if you look at the example now, I said I need to write a personal statement for grad school. Help.
I see.
So that's a different kind of scenario.
Yes.
And then I still have to, and then I still have to say, can you help me get started? So I have to say it twice. And
Yeah,
then
and that
improv
yeah.
partner comes in and says, sure thing, a personal statement, blah, blah, blah. Begin with this. What's on your mind so far? You know, then it starts chatting with me.
Well, and that's
Okay,
where
so
I'd like that first box to say upload the text you want to talk about
But
to
I
be
don't have any
optional. Well,
text. I'm
that's the
not.
thing, to be optional. You could skip that. You could press skip,
let me
and then you could say, what do you want to, and then the next thing is, what do you want to talk about? And you say, I'm writing a personal statement. I assume in the happy path, some people arrive with a text and some people arrive without a text.
Mhm.
so let me propose this. The link under start a new conversation opens up a comment box, right? What I think you're saying, I think in both cases, could be wrong, but is you want it to open the improv, you want it to open the writing partner instead.
Yeah.
So you want the start a new conversation link should go to, and I'm putting it up here, should go to this box.
Yeah. That would make sense to me. Jack, are you looking at this?
Yeah, just
And then
sorry,
you
say that
have,
again.
yeah, so the link start a new conversation should go to here. Select your writing partner. I mean, I know there's an ambiguity
Yeah.
with it,
If
but
you're not in a writing partner, you could that's a logical first step.
Yeah, that makes sense to
So
me.
again, happy path is
and
student opens writing partner, wants to talk about some writing. They click start a new conversation and they get a choice of writing partners.
so we're eliminating that first comment, which is fine. I think it's fine.
Jack,
but
that's not what Paul was saying. Paul was saying you
Oh.
go to
What am I
improv
saying?
partners, and instead of start a new conversation, it's chat with AI, chat with improv partner, continue with AI.
Right. But what he was just showing was you have to choose your AI, you choose your writing partner first, right?
It's in this
You're
case, it's
it's
chosen for you.
you by being
Okay.
in here.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So in question or statement,
I see
I think works.
Paul, where
Yeah,
Jack
but
is picked that up is that it says select your
it
writing
says select.
partner.
I know. Yeah, I know.
But I
there
do
are going to
think
be
that this
times.
box makes more sense.
I agree.
But
Starting
question or
there.
statement. But question or statement. I still question or statements add relevant details about yourself, what your writing partner would like. This it works, Chris. If you don't have, if you come here with nothing, it works. Like my question is, I've been assigned, I have to write an essay about civil discourse or something. Okay, and then you add relevant details, and then you press continue. But if you come here with a text, I still don't know what you do with that text. If you have a rough draft, or you have
So
notes, or
so here's what happens, right? It prompts you to give the text to it. I think it'll do that.
Where does it do that?
Here, please share the section
I
you'd like
see.
to work on, and you go to
I
continue
see.
with AI, and you would add that to here. So question statement or text, maybe I'll think about it.
Okay. But if
Does that work?
it does. I have to. Well, no. I have to know. Like as a student, a ninth grader is going to come there. A ninth grader has a rough draft, or they have an outline, or they have a whatever, and they're going to arrive and they're going to say, "I have an essay I want to talk about," and then they have to wait to be queued
I think
to
that's fine.
upload that essay. Okay.
Say that again,
So
Christina. That's okay that they have to wait.
so really, but that it really is like a chat bot. So if I walk into a teacher's office hours, they say, "Hey, what do you want to talk about?" And you say, I have this assignment due tomorrow," and they say, "Oh, have you done anything with it? Can I see do you have any notes, or do you have an outline? Can I see it?" So in that sense, you're chatting
That
with it
feels
like
more naturalistic to me. Yeah.
it does feel more naturalistic, but I think the prompts don't. don't necessarily make me, you're responding to 2 prompts. Maybe this is my problem. I'm responding to the prompt in the box. Open that box, whatever it says,
Which
add a
one?
comment, add specific things. That's prompting me to say something. And then the AI also is asking me to say something.
Right, we're getting rid of the first one.
We're getting rid of the first one, Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just coming to this one. I don't know if you're seeing.
Okay.
But I think that conversation in the principal's office or the counselor's office or something is more like, that's the chat. Like, I'd like help editing something down because it's too wordy. And then the AI should say, okay, great. Let me see what you got so far.
And it will hold on to that question as when you put the text in.
I was wondering that, does each new, does it hold, because you've got one per person, does it hold everything, or where does it hold the conversation? Like, what's the limit of
It
it?
holds each conversation.
Okay,
right?
so each
Does that make
thread
sense?
is its own conversation.
And so it goes back that far. Yeah.
Okay.
Which seems to make sense. I don't know if this messes up the the table of contents at the top, but that's something Jeremy and I can figure out. This makes perfect sense to me. I think it's been helpful. Trying to think if there's anything.
With your
the other thing.
thoughts. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say we are keeping the format, and this was a question I had way at the beginning, that I'm going to put my essay in and then ask writing partners to give me feedback on that essay. That's a perfectly valid way to go too.
And that still exists in here?
That's, yeah, well, it exists from the homepage or the create button at the top. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's interesting to play with those.
Is it confusing
two.
is the question, but yeah.
I mean, I think the interface is a little confusing right now, but I think that those two are really interesting. So, Jack, you come to this thing, I want a writing partner. I've got this piece of text. You click on create right now at the top of the create document, and then it says at the top, and then it says document title upload here. Right?
Yes.
And
yes.
then
That
it
feels.
sparks like different writing partners you can choose to give you feedback.
I would like when I. Yes, that's how I feel most comfortable entering this. If I have a text I want to work on, that's how I feel most comfortable entering it. But when I click on the link just to the improv partner, I get that text box. I get the little what's your comment box, not this.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do that because
that.
some people arrive with a text and some people arrive without a text.
Yeah, that's why it's like having these two things. It's like, I mean, I think that's what you were saying initially. If you have a text that you want input on from various partners, enter it here, start here. If you want to chat to one of our partners, start here.
So we just need an instruction like that. But yeah, right.
But the idea that you could have both in the same forum seems really useful.
I agree, as long as it doesn't confuse people. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks
for letting us just.
No, are you kidding?
You are yourself again, Paul.
Yes, I know.
In case you were worried about that.
No. In case I was worried about it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. This is a process.
Is it painful? It's probably, I imagine.
No, it's not painful. It's not painful. I just, I don't know what to say. It's not painful.
I mean, how are the kids responding to it right now? Are there kids using?
Well, we don't know yet. No. So No, this is to. No, I don't think it's clear enough yet how to use it. So I've
Okay.
asked Bonnie to play with a little bit with her kids. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is based on Jill's students from last year, not this year's students. Last year, using the discussion pages to mainly do the work. So watching them do that, but yeah, we'll see. No, it doesn't feel painful. It just feels iterative. You can't solve the next problem until you solve this problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I get that.
yeah. Yep. So Jack, did you do anything?
Did I do anything with the writing partner?
Yeah.
I had a bake-off, and OpenAI did a perfect job on its first attempt of cutting 2,300 words from my essay, and I feel like an idiot.
Where do you use OpenAI?
Just
Just the
chatgpt.com.
ChatGPT. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, it's complete. I mean, from a K-12 perspective, I learned nothing, and it was completely cheating. But from my perspective, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
you just, I didn't think I could
You know,
cut this essay down to from 3,300 words to 2,000 words or 20 anyway, and it did it
I
perfectly.
get it. The
This isn't to make you feel bad. I just
no, it doesn't
from
make you.
adult
There are
cheating
lots
perspective.
there are lots of metaphors, right? There's the steroids sneaker. You know that metaphor? I think I mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Steroid sneaker.
Steroid sneaker or coach. But
Yeah.
another one I heard recently, and maybe appropriate to what you just did, Jack, is forklift or weightlifting. Right? So if your job is to move really heavy stuff across a plant, right? Use a forklift. But if your job is to build muscles, don't use the forklift.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. So,
Well, the other day I did this in real life because I had to get a grant. Like I was saying, like this grant application, it had all these prompts that I thought you were supposed to write to each prompt, but then you weren't. You actually were supposed to summarize that whole set of prompts into 1,500 characters. And I was like, how am I going to do that? So I just stuck it in GPT and it did it.
grant writing was invented for AI. So
Yes, I
not the other
agree.
way around.
I agree.
But all right, thank you both.
All right, thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Okay, talk to you soon.
Thanks, Paul.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.